All right, Jack, you've had kind of a long layoff injury. What's the recovery like that? You're not able to play in the games, you're trying to get healthy. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's honestly been quite a difficult process. I feel like I was supposed to be back maybe 3 weeks ago, and then I heard it again, and I'm still trying to build up through this week to hopefully be ready for Saturday, but it's difficult. The hamstring injuries are tough. It's my first one, and sometimes I'll feel great, and then I'll go out, and then it gets tight, and not a lot you can do, so I'm just doing whatever I can. The training staff here has been great, so hopefully I'll be back very soon.
What has it been like, even if you haven't been able to be on the pitch, just kind of watching this team, knowing that your teammates have been trying to figure out what's going to work, trying to find that effort, that energy, just kind of how have the last 2 weeks been a really good come together, be internal, not have to worry about games, but worry about yourselves?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, it sucks not being in games, but I feel like this team is very, very close to going on a real run and becoming one of the better teams in the league in terms of form. So I just want to make sure I'm on the field for that, and if I'm not, at the very least, I'm supporting all the guys.
Obviously, the limited minutes you've had so far, really productive. A couple of goals against Portland in the Cup. And what are you hoping for when you are able to come back, even if it's limited minutes to start with?
Yeah, I'm just hoping to do whatever I can to help the team. Hopefully that's goals and assists. At the very least, that's just kind of doing what I do, just turning in the pockets, driving forward, and hoping this team progress the ball however I can.
Last 2 weeks, just being able to kind of go internal, not have to worry about games, be able to worry about yourselves. What has that done for this team?
Honestly, the break is so good for us. Just get some time off to go sit with family and friends, just to clear your mind. I feel like if you focus too much on the game, it could kind of get down on you. But it's just good to reset, recharge. The guys are energized coming in. Everybody's happy. Everybody's telling stories about their breaks with their families, and that's what it's all about.
I asked Coach kind of who drives practice, who does he look to as a locker room leader, and he had great words to say about you. Just what does that mean to you to be, not just the performance, but the personality too?
It's just intensity, honestly. I just feel like every day is another day to get better, 1% better. That's one of our mantras in the locker room. That's just my personality. I'm an energy guy, I feed off of that, and I hope that my teammates feed off of me too. And once the practice is intense, that's when you get the best out of all the guys, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys, there's a small language barrier, but once everybody's talking vocal, then soccer is a common language worldwide. So once it's loud, it's what should I say, like somewhat chaotic but controlled, everybody kind of get on the same page.
What makes you the energy guy? Have you always just been high energy? Is it a quiet thing? Are you yelling when it gets hard? What makes you that?
It's my background from Jamaica. Growing up with the guys playing a lot of street soccer, one of the things they taught you is just to communicate the game. It makes it easier especially as defender. If I could communicate to my midfielders and my attackers, it makes it easier for them, and it also makes my job easier too, because end of the day, my job is to not concede goals. So just talking kind of helps prevent goals and stuff like that. And it's just fun when you're talking, because it kind of helps you, When you go quiet, you tend to ball watch, but when you're talking, I feel like you tend to see the game easier.
So you got Detroit, you've played them twice already this year. Kind of unusual to see a team 3 games in one season. What are the pros and cons of that, pluses and minuses?
It reminds me kind of COVID when you play a team 4 times. So it's just after the third time, fourth time, it's just about winning individual battles, because we already know them already. They know us too. We know what they do. They know our style of patterns. We know theirs as well. It's just about winning the individual battles. We're going on the road now. We know Detroit's a hard place to play at. The field is very tight. The fans are right on top of you. But as soccer players, we like that kind of atmosphere. So it's just for us to go down there and know that we're going to have to be warriors, and might have to just snatch and grab one. But that's the mentality, and that's what we have right now.
You mentioned it's kind of a tough place to play. Obviously, the pitch isn't great. Fans are, as you said, right on top of you, really loud. You played there before. What's it like?
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere, honestly. That's the atmosphere you want to play in. You don't want to go to stadiums and it's empty, We like it loud. To be honest, once the game starts, I don't even know that people's there, to tell you the truth. Maybe when the referee blows a whistle and there's a break, you kind of, oh, wow, there's fans. But when the game is going on, honestly, I don't even know there's fans. I'm so locked in and focused, and I think most of my teammates have the same mentality too. But it's just good to have that atmosphere,
A lot of important games coming up this week. Obviously, Detroit, and you've got 2 in Rhode Island, one of which is the Cup game. a lot more games on the road this month. How do you prepare for that tough stretch of games, kind of packed schedule, knowing that some of them are really critical?
I think that recovery is the first part of it. We need everybody healthy. Everybody's going to play a part at some point. No matter if you're a bench guy, you don't even make the 18, you will get a chance at some point, and we need you to step up. I think just being on the road, you have to have that dog mentality. You're going into somebody else's house, you got to kick the door in. We got to be perfect to get a result, whether it's a point or 3 points, or perfect 3 points, but we're going to have to be really aggressive. We can't really give them too much respect. We got to go for it. We need urgency at this point in the season right now.
We'll get started. Just what has it been like getting to kind of be internal the last 2 weeks? Not to worry about games, but to worry about yourselves and what needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, it's been a good break. Something that we can take a step back and look in the mirror and everyone reflect on how the season's gone so far. Obviously it hasn't been the way that we've expected it or wanted it to be, but I mean, we've been doing well the last month or so, and just trying to take a step back and look at some of our past results, what we're doing well, what we're not, and build from there.
And then I want to ask about Jordan. You just talked to him, but it was something you want to ask Coach Burke. Who's the hype man? Who's the personality guy? Who's like really helping in practice? And he had a lot of great stuff to say about Jordan. Just what's it like having his energy level?
Yeah, obviously he's our captain. He's someone that everyone falls back on, I feel like. If you're having a bad day, good day, whatever, he'll be there no matter what. He's kind of the rock of the team, and like I said, some guy you just fall back on. He's there for the hype when you need him, and he's there also if someone's not playing well to pick him back up. So yeah, he's definitely instrumental to our team and been instrumental to our success so far.
You mentioned focusing on what's been going well, what's not been going well. What are some things that you individually or collectively feel like have been going well?
Have been going
Been going well.
Yeah, I think obviously at the start of the year we're struggling with goals, chances created, all that sort of stuff. And I feel like the last month or so we've been really good at it. Take a look at the Loudoun game. The XG was something ridiculous. Even though we didn't bag that many goals as what our XG was expecting, we still had a lot of chances, and I think that's a positive. You take some other games that we've had 2-3 goals now, and even Indy 4 goals. It's like something you just keep building off of, something we struggle with, and now we're doing well, and we want to keep that going. And on the opposite end, we want to clean up a few things defensively, set pieces, that sort of stuff, and I think we're well on our way to hopefully make it that playoff line.
You're going into a tough and important stretch of games here, Detroit, and then you've got 2 games in Rhode Island and some other important fixtures, Tampa Bay coming to town. How do you prepare, again, for that kind of packed schedule, but also recognizing that some of those games are really critical and you need those points?
Yeah, for sure. For me, I think it's easy. I've been playing this is my 7th season now, and MLS, you always have those Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday games, So the 3-week system is not something I'm not aware of, But yeah, there's a lot of other guys that are younger, haven't been in the league too long, and it definitely takes a toll on your body. I think it's just about rest, recovery, and doing the right things as a pro, and being prepared for that next game, which is in 2-3 days. So I think it's just taking a step back and preparing yourself, doing what you can to be available for every game.
Just getting some time away from games, getting some time just to kind of rest, regroup. What has the last couple of weeks been like?
Yeah. The guys were away for about 4 days. We trained right up until their break, and then, I think everyone comes back refreshed. We have 5 big games this month ahead of us, 3 away, 2 at Rhode Island, 2 at home. So they're all important games at this point, and we have a win and you're in type of game toward the end of the month out at Rhode Island. So we're excited and honestly refreshed.
How much did you guys kind of need that time away, not away, but time away from games to go internal, figure out what's going on?
Yeah.
I listened to your comments after the last game, and I appreciated how candid you were. So how much did you guys need that time to just look inward?
Yeah, it's we know we've been playing really well. Our expected points in the league right now are like 16 or almost 17, and we only have 9. That tells me that we're playing well but not finishing games, and that was the case against Detroit last time out. We played very well in the first half, pretty flat in the second half, and didn't finish the game out. So that's been a theme for us so far, and now we have the second half of the season, even more than that, but the second 2/3 of the season to finish the good work that we've done.
You talked after that last Detroit game, lack of professionalism. Talked about you sort of evaluating who's playing, who's getting minutes. What was kind of the result of that thought process and that work internally as you look to the second half of the season?
Well, we kick off the second half with 3 and 8, so everyone's going to have to play a part. but some guys are going to get bigger roles than they've had because they've been guys in the past that we can turn to in busy periods that we know, it might not always be pretty, but it doesn't have to be. We have to execute. We have to finish games and get 3 points. You can't be on 16 expected points after 12 games and have 9. That's just not good enough from a professionalism standpoint. And these guys know that. Everyone in there knows that, even the young guys.
You got Detroit again, kind of semi back-to-back, although they had a game in between. You got another one of those coming up with Rhode Island later where you play them back-to-back. What's that like as a team to have that kind of we just saw these guys?
Yeah, then it becomes about matchups and little tiny tactical tweaks, but really not too much should change. Other than we're going into a really poor environment in Detroit. That's not a secret around the league. It's like cement, and it's tight, and it's loud. They have a really good fan base, so it's a difficult place to go and get anything. Last year we went there and got a point. This year we need to go there and try to get 3 points.
Who are you looking to kind of take the lead in the second half, the players who need to step up, we believe can step up and help get those points?
The same guys that stepped up last year and really carried us. Michi being back healthy is big for us. We need him to step up at this point. We've been producing really good expected goals numbers over the last month or so. And part of that is, having the threat of being able to stretch the other team back in our team in multiple spots. But I think, I always go back to, in every team I've ever been around that's been highly successful, it's been the veteran guys. It's been, not necessarily always your best technical player, but it's been the veteran guys that have been through it before, that knows what it feels like physically, that knows what a grind a long season is, especially in the summer months from a mental standpoint. It's those guys that need to push, that need to drive the energy in the locker room.
If I can ask you a follow-up to that too, who's kind of your locker room leader? Who do you look for as, not always performance-based, but personality-based?
Yeah.
Who's the personality hire?
Well, there's one guy for sure that drives training absolutely every day here, and that's Jordan Scarlett. His energy, his attention to detail from the warm-up to the end of training is phenomenal, and he competes physically in a way that he would on the weekend, and that's what you always preach to young players, is train the way you're going to play on the weekend and the game gets a little easier. He's a phenomenal example of that.